It's beautiful out here today. It's about 83 degrees right now. It's gonna get hotter. Nice breeze, carry your sweat away. It feels really good. We did some good things out here this weekend. Got some piles of brush I need to chip up over here that my wife cut away from the edge of the road. One of the first things I need to do is go take care of a yellow jacket nest that she got into. Lit her up pretty good. And then when I'm finished with that, I need to come over here and do a little beautification project for my wife. She wants to have a little stacked timber entryway right here so she can put a garden bed, have it raised up to about the same level as the root ball in that tree. She wants to put some flowers in there, some native flowering plants, and she wants to have a place to hang the address number for the property. So I'm gonna get on it, and I guess once I get started with it, I've got two 16-foot 6x6 posts over here that we're gonna repurpose. We had those at our last house, and I'm gonna use those here. Once I get those in, I'll have an idea how much wood I need to go buy. There are little things that connect you to home. For me, there's a spot in the road that I come around when I've been at work all day, and I get my first good view of the mountains, and I know that I'm back home. I've had that feeling ever since we moved. And I know for my wife that this flower box, while simple, is one of those things that is going to connect her to that sense of home. When she comes around the corner and she sees it, she'll have that feeling that she's back where she belongs. And I get to give that to her. The most important thing was to start off with a level base. So I dug each piece into the ground, used the level to make sure that it was nice and flat. Then I drilled a hole through it and I pinned it into the ground with an 18-inch piece of rebar. Every time I cut in another piece on top of it, I would drill that and pin it to the one below, so that the whole thing becomes one solid piece. It gives it a greater amount of strength to last against freeze and against the pressure from the soil and the rock that's going to go behind it. Well, I ran out of wood. I went to the builder supply store. I'm about 3 miles away from my farm, but I am thinking that I might be rained out. This is what's coming my way. Get up here and do what I can. I can at least unload them. I got a feeling we're gonna get hit with something real soon. Even with a storm, it's still beautiful out here. So, nice and bright over here on the mountain. It looks like it's clearing up over behind me. The storm is rolling that way. So I think that I can get the rest of this work done tonight. I'm certainly not getting this done quickly, but I'm getting it done bit by bit. There's really not much to the process. You stack the timbers on top of each other. You make sure that they fit the way you want to. You drill them, you pin them, and then you do it again. When you get to the end and you need to cut an angle, if you don't have a special tool for it, you just find a piece of paper or cardboard, fold it in half, and you draw your lines. Woo, what a day. All right, I've been out here, I've been on this about 9 hours, 9.5. So yeah, I know it's pretty pathetic for 9.5 hours, but I had to go into town at one point and get some more timbers. I hate shovel work. My old shoulders just ache. I'm gonna hurt all night, but it is what it is. So I think it looks pretty good, pretty close to level. I used that level, but I had to take the level apart because the sight glass on it was so dirty I couldn't see the bubble. I put it back together and tested it out, and I think it was pretty close. Looks pretty good. I stepped it down. I did real small steps just in case my bride decides that I need bigger steps. I can always cut more off, but I can't put more back on. Stepped it in just a little bit for aesthetics and strength. Got a plant right here. I don't know what it is, but she planted it. It's got some kind of flower on top of it. I'm going to transplant that next week. I'll dig that one up, come in here with a bucket load of rock on the tractor, put some rock in there, and then lay soil on top of it, smooth it all out, set it up so it's about up to about there to that first timber. That'll match kind of with that root ball. That tree will still be fine, nice and strong. There's a lot of other things I could have done today. A lot of things I should be doing. I've got some maintenance work that needs to be done on the excavator. But for my bride, the way this place looks is important. She's got to come in and have it look like civilization. Because if it looks like a hot mess all the time, it starts to discourage her. We'll be doing a hard job, get something tightened up, like get this field mowed. I'll walk in here and I'll see the field. She'll walk in here and she'll see the next piece that needs to be done the same way. A lot of this stuff is determination. That's it. You got to have absolute tunnel vision, have an idea of what you're trying to do, and follow a process to the end. Even when it feels like it ain't working, you got to hit on it, hit on it, hit on it. Eventually it breaks in your favor. But that's just how it works. If you're going to let it beat you down, you're done. No point even starting. You got to come in here, have hard days, go home, get some sleep, get something to eat, come back the next day and hammer on the same bent nail that you were wailing on the day before. Sooner or later, you're going to straighten it out and drive it in. That's just how it is. I'm pretty happy with that. Coming up here, it's going to look like this really is a place and not just some road into nowhere where somebody came in and logged everything and left. Little by little, this is going to look like home, because this is home.